Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Woke Wednesday. Let's see what kind of interesting stuff we have. Before I do, it's been really busy here at the monastery. We got some big stuff going on tomorrow, and then Friday we have another one with more. We have it all planned out for that one, but we'll have some cool pictures and stuff from what we're doing tomorrow that we'll show off.
Yeah, probably do like shorts later in the day and stuff, and then we can just put that stuff together.
And then Saturday is Guru's birthday bash, so we'll be having fun with that.
It says not party.
Yeah, not party.
He's calling it he's nice. It's not a party, it's a hangout, and yeah, I think there's more people coming than ever have.
Yeah, we've got quite a few of his classmates. We've got my dad.
Yeah,
Rebecca.
Possibly Mr. A, but I don't know if he's allowed to do that yet.
Yeah, it's over, so I'm sure he is. So
Possibly.
Yeah, Mr. A, which we get to see tomorrow too.
Yeah.
And let's see what's going on with this woke world.
I have a new person to cover. We got Clownfish, of course, Sim Saver Sam.
Yeah, we got Sim Saver Sam here, Clownfish, and then it's NMI Talk. It's a new one that Nefer found, so we will see just what this brings us.
You're gonna love this first one.
Morbidly obese influencer complains she had to walk to her airplane seat after staff refused to push her around in a wheelchair. Thinks obese also entitled to free double seat. Morbidly obese influencer complains she had to walk to her airplane seat after staff refused to push her around in a wheelchair. Thinks obese also entitled to free double seats. Okay.
My ordeal at SeaTac Airport will shock you. This experience I'm about to share with you is yet another example of why employee sensitivity training, a demand outlined in the plus-size travel petition, is desperately needed. I'm a plus-size wheelchair user, and on a recent
Oh yeah, I love this whole new thing going on about plus-size people traveling. They think that they have a right to seats that fit them. No, they have a right to get skinny. They have a right to stop overindulging.
And if it is some kind of medical condition, then most likely it would stop them from traveling anyway.
Yes,
so
it should.
And she is moving along pretty well there, so why does she need a wheelchair?
Exactly.
It's like...
Well, it's because they get lazy. I mean, it's just like the movie WALL-E, if any of you have ever seen it.
I'm sure.
They're on this plane, and all of them are in chairs and just being, like, shuffled everywhere.
Yeah, they got a screen in front of their face, and they have, like, liquid food that they just, like, suck from a cup.
All day long.
All they do. It's like, they start waking up, and it's like, oh, I didn't even know we had a pool. Oh, my God, look at it, there's stars, you know? And it's like, they start, like... waking up.
And I mean, this is what we're getting into. It's like, we got the woke, we got the trans agenda. All this stuff is trying to blind everybody from reality. Trying to blind you from what is true and pure out there.
I'm gonna say, we must live in some pretty darn good times, despite what they say, if people have the time, the energy, the money, the means to complain about the things that they do.
Oh yes, that is for sure.
They're not complaining about starving, and they're not complaining about diseases, except for the ones that they've invented in their head.
Yeah, or the...
and the next variant of that,
Yep.
But, so we must live in some pretty good times if people can complain about this.
I know, think about the medieval times with the Black Plague.
I know, right? Do you think people were talking about being trans?
They literally were just going around dying.
Yeah.
And hoping.
Yeah.
Hey Sancho, good to see you. We got a doozy today.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I needed this break from what's been going on anyway. So much.
Guru's Minecraft account got hacked into.
Again. So he probably lost a second account now that we just put a lot of money into.
And then we just have a whole bunch of busy stuff going on for graduation. And trip after trip. And
Guru graduating the 8th grade, going into high school.
We got birthdays. It's just a busy time.
Yep.
So sit back and relax. This is a good one.
Right to the SeaTac Airport. I requested wheelchair assistance, as I always do. When it came time for me to deplane, I saw the employee who would be assisting me with my wheelchair waiting for me. in the entry of the jet bridge. As I approached her and she realized she'd be assisting me and not one of the smaller passengers, she started to walk away with the wheelchair while making comments about my size. Even when I told her I really needed the chair and needed her to let me sit down in it, she blatantly ignored me and kept walking. I was then forced to walk up one of the longest jet bridges I've encountered and she didn't stop. By the time she let me reach the wheelchair and sit down, my lips were white. My oxygen levels had dropped and I almost fainted. This was my first time flying without oxygen. This woman just assumed I could walk and would rather me do that. Instead of her having to push someone my size up the jet bridge, all the other attendants wheeled their passengers up the jet bridge, but my needs were disregarded. This is discrimination. Nobody should be treated this way. Share your story at change.org/size travel.
So for people like you and myself and the guru, like, can we get half price on our seats? Because we only take half the seat.
Yeah, we don't take up that much of the seat, so yeah, let's go half price on it.
You know, it's like same thing with concerts and theaters and everything. It's like we don't take up as much space, so we should pay half the price.
Exactly.
Put it out
and did you hear her about her oxygen?
Yeah.
This is my first time finding out my oxygen, and she's making me do all this walking. So what about the people that have asthma?
Right, exactly. I mean,
they barely get around that way, and she's biatching because of.
That's fine. I can guarantee if you have like lack of oxygen, you don't move along that fast.
No, you're like.
So it's like it's bullshit. It's just bullshit. I know, right? It's just Minecraft, man.
I know.
It's just Minecraft.
Sancho said, "It sucks that Wolf Boy's 2 accounts got hacked. So many things wrong with that."
You know? Yeah. He's just innocently trying to join like a party to fight in Bed Wars, and then the next thing you know, somebody's logging in from a different location.
Hypixels, right?
Hypixel.
And it's a scam. Yeah. Don't try Hypixels.
It's like one of the first servers.
Oh, you're serious?
Are you serious? Even if that woman wanted to push you, how the hell was she going to get you down that aisle? And maybe she wasn't physically able to push you in the first place. But yeah, you, the wheelchair, and that aisle, it ain't happening. So saying it's
Okay, so she wants us to call discrimination on that for not helping her. Well, what if the person was physically unable to help her? How is that not
that's discrimination as well. Yeah. You know, it's like.
And so she's assuming.
Exactly. You know, it's like maybe that lady was going back to go and get somebody else to help her or something. Yeah. You know, she don't know. But the fact that she caught up to her tells you something.
Exactly.
Discrimination, sending out this petition for people to sign and saying you should be entitled to a free extra seat. If you want to pay for the extra seat, then take it by all means. But the people who have anxiety when they're flying, they don't give them extra.
I agree with that. I have heard that several times, and it's like they do not have a right to a free seat.
No.
If they want to have another seat, they need to pay for it, like anybody else. I mean, anybody can just go and take up or get like 3 seats because they don't want to sit next to somebody. So they can go and buy the tickets for 3 seats so that nobody sits next to them. You have that right.
Sometimes they say too that, you know, I think it was on one of Brett's when she was talking about this, that even if they do purchase another seat, it's still in a way kind of like, you know, it takes away from the passengers in some ways, you know, like, you know, if there are more disabled passengers.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm like, because it is one person, but it's like, you know, at least they're paying for it.
Well, they're paying for it, though, and it's accommodated for the flight.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's ahead of time. It's not like a bus seat, you know, because I've been, like, kicked off because of stuff like that from the bus.
I've had to step off of the regional buses.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because of that. Because it's like, oh, somebody else needs to go down more.
They have more priority.
Yeah, and so you just say, okay.
Yep. Don't waste just a time. Good.
Yep. And I just want to give a shout out to Simp Saver Sam too, who's giving us some good stuff to go off.
Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, different. I mean, it's just crazy that there's just so many people.
Room. Or people who have ADHD, just give them first class so they can move around more. Those people have just got to bite the bullet and get on with it. So have you.
So you want to hear my hot take on plus size travel and why I think every plus size traveler should get a free second and even third seat on an airplane? Then you better keep watching and sign my petition to make some real change. Let's just state facts. Plus size travelers need more space. And many people agree that plane seats are too small, even for the average size person. As a plus size traveler myself, I know how uncomfortable and unsafe it can be to squeeze into a tiny airplane seat. We are not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations. We simply
Okay, yes,
Kind of
because
are, though.
yes, because you know the seats on airplanes are like stick figure seats.
Huh.
That is what she's saying.
Yeah.
You know, what you can't expect us to fit in. No. We don't expect you to fit into them. We expect you to lose the weight to fit into them or get 2 seats. Buy 2 seats. It's over. That's it. What?
So to make the next password long and very complicated, very long and very weird.
Example.
There we go. Thank you.
want enough space to travel comfortably and safely without fear of being discriminated against because of our size. It's truly that simple. If you agree that every traveler deserves to fly comfortably and without fear of discrimination, then go ahead and please sign my petition and share it with everybody that you know.
You finished? Yeah, I can agree that plane seats are small and uncomfortable for the average person, but I don't be demanding 2 or 3 extra free seats, man. And she literally said she's not asking for special treatment or luxuries. I think you are. At the end of the day, if you want more comfort on a plane, then first class is there for a reason. So if someone's like 6'5" and they can barely fit in that seat and their legs, bent up against the seat in front, do you think they should be entitled to extra leg room? I think why not? Just like this guy here.
Got him.
A guy that I went on 2 dates with, two dates with, who had only ever seen pictures of my dog, took it upon himself to look up my address and mail me flowers from my dog on Mother's Day. And not only did he send flowers, but the flowers also came with a card. So this is the card. Little dog. Okay. Dear Mom, I think about you every day. Can't wait to see you and give you lots of cuddles and kisses. Happy Dog Mom Day. Love, your number 1 fur baby. P.S. I heard you met this amazing guy who has 2 dogs and lots of room to play. We should sniff that out sometime. I met this man twice. We went on 2 dates. I maybe spent 4 hours with this person. Hadn't seen him in a week. He'd never been to my apartment. He didn't know where I live. But he found out and sent me flowers. So you guys,
I think it's kind of cool.
be careful out there.
Listen, guys, remember, this can all depend on whether the girl finds the guy attractive or not.
Yep.
Because if she does, then this is amazing, he's cute, he's charming, this is the greatest thing ever. But if she doesn't, he's a creep, he's a weirdo. But me personally, sending something to a girl's address when she didn't give you the address is kind of mad. But still, this is what turns nice guys into savages. Because when you try and do a nice thing, and then you're scrolling through TikTok and you see the girl you took out on a date has made a video showing everyone the nice thing you tried to do. But most genuine people, if someone does a nice thing for them, even if they're a stranger, they appreciate it. Just like these people here.
Excuse me, darling. I just want to say you look absolutely beautiful, and I got these for you.
Oh, no, thank you. Very kind of you. I think I'm mummy to a girlfriend.
No, I'll give them to you. I'm trying to make people's days a little bit
Oh,
better.
thank you so much.
You're
Very
welcome.
kind.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the simple things in life. It's the ARC principle. 1 act of random kindness a day.
Yep. It's like that.
And
Changes people.
one smile to a random stranger can change the world for them. They could be having the worst day of their lives, and if you smile at them, it could change how they look at the
Yeah,
day.
because out here everybody's always scowling,
Yes.
always has a really hard expression. So it's like I used to dress in colorful things, and I still dress in colorful things, but more so costumes and stuff. And you smile,
Yeah.
it makes people laugh, whether they think it's ridiculous or they think it's cool.
Yeah, it brings that.
Yeah, it
that
changes.
happiness.
It changes something in them. Makes them have a little bit. And it's I remember one time you brought me flowers, a big bouquet of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And I divided that up and I had you interest in go and give them out to some of the women in the neighborhood, like Nancy.
Yeah.
And I think Jenna and, Joanne and all these people that,
We wouldn't know.
I wouldn't do that now, no, but maybe Nancy still, but,
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's just and I still had a big chunk that I had, it was just a huge bouquet. It was more
Yeah.
than I needed. So it's like I knew that they didn't really like get a lot of stuff from their families or get much acknowledgement. So sending pass it on. And it's like that's what you do, you know.
It is.
You're always doing stuff like that, you know.
Yes.
Always helping people out and.
Yeah, I try to do what I can for people.
Things, you know.
You know, it doesn't matter if it's the guy on the corner holding a sign. I mean, honestly, you do not know. You cannot judge somebody just by the way they look.
No.
I know a lot of really, like, well-off people, let's say. And they dress like you would think that they were poor.
My own grandparents.
Steve.
Your boss, you know. It's
I mean, because they don't care anymore.
They were just humbled.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandparents were really humble. They were just trying to blend in.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like she was really frugal with the money, so... You know, they had some, like, nice shirts, but they made those shirts, like, last for a couple of years. You know,
exactly.
They drove that old beat-up van and everything, and they're millionaires.
Yeah.
You know, crazy.
Yes, you know, Steve.
Same thing.
Yeah, he's humbled, I mean...
He wears good, he looks like Peter Jackson, you know, and he's out there working out.
He told me a story once of when he went to go buy his first truck, right? He was a sports boat fisherman, the captain of a boat. And, you know, he went after work one day, so he was, you know, his clothes were not all that great, and, you know, he smelled like fish. And he walked onto a car lot, and he was looking at these big old trucks, brand new off the lot, you know, just trying to see which one he wanted, and he said none of the salespeople would come up to him. So he walked into the office to the manager and said, "Hey, I want to buy a vehicle." The manager jumps up, "Yeah, let's go look at them. Which one do you want?" And I mean, he knew which one he wanted. So he's like, "Okay, this one." And the guy's getting ready to sign because he had cash on him, just pure cash for it. And the manager's looking at the other employees like, "Yeah, and this is why you do not judge."
Exactly.
He's like, "I'm taking the commission for this one."
Exactly, especially in retail like that. You know? It's like the whole pretty woman principle, you know. It's like they have no idea. Big mistake, you know.
And it was just pure cash, just flat out.
My grandmother had a similar experience at a jewelry store once, and she was looking at it, and the woman literally came up and said, "There's nothing in this cabinet you'll be able to afford. Let me show you something else." And big mistake. You know, my grandmother just
I bet
laughed, and I can't really remember the outcome of that, but you know, she
walked away from it.
She walked out, you know, and she did not buy anything there, and she didn't go back ever again. I was even forbidden to go to that store. I think it was Dickies or something, and I did actually, and I got an outfit there, and she wasn't happy about it. It was after I met you, so she blamed you for that too.
Yep, that's about right. And thank you, Sancho.
Yes, Sancho said it's an honor to be on your streams. You're probably better than the Fiend Gang.
Yeah, we love them too. I mean, we watch them all the time.
Really good inspiration, and I want to go back to do another stream with that. But
one of my favorite is Walk the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, my favorite Tadon. But I don't like them all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
I wish there was two more that went away.
Yeah, my favorite one was Ward.
I know he was cool, and then there was Rowan.
Rowan, yeah, I don't think I really saw any of his stuff.
Yeah, he just started and then went away.
It's hard.
And then it's like Taylor doesn't do too much anymore.
Well, he doesn't do it here. I think he has like a different platform.
The other one, the locals,
yeah.
I guess, yeah.
But I mean, it's like that. They're still my go-to for you know the women's
of course.
women thing. You know, they're just fun to watch, and I can see why some of them can't make it because that stuff is really hard to cover.
It is, and especially one subject.
Right.
That's why you know I thought about trying for them,
right.
But it was like I didn't want to get stuck to one subject. I like covering a vast array of the West.
Yeah, we started finding out. It started with the modern woman and seeing that that's pretty much the cornerstone of why everything is the way that it is. And then it started, but yeah, that's like, yeah, but then there's this, and then there's that. It's like it all culminates.
Yeah.
It's all worth talking about.
It is. It all is, and it has to be talked about. It has to be brought up, and people have to understand. So, you know, it's just an honor to bring it here and do what we can to let people know.
Yeah. We try to cover, you know, like woke-related stuff on Wednesday.
On Wednesdays, yep. And then more serious stuff on Fridays.
On Fridays, yeah.
More pressing matters.
But otherwise, we're just catching up with the latest woke news, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, Rohan the Samurai, I think his name was.
Yeah. I think that was all, though. I think there was only
Yeah.
the 4.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I really loved Ward. I mean,
He was good.
He had a good mellow voice, kind of sounded like a stoner, you know?
Caleb.
Yeah, just like
One of our old friends.
exactly. You just reminded me of like a smoking buddy, you know?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, darling. I hope you have a great day, and I've got these for you.
Awesome. That's so great.
Yeah.
They're for you.
Look at that
Yeah, and I
smile.
hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much. You really made my day.
Excuse me, sir. I've got these for you, and I hope you have a great day.
Look at that.
No problem. Have a great day, brother. God bless.
God bless.
How long y'all two been together? Y'all trust each other 100%?
Yeah.
Let's swap phones. Gav, who's Gav? We gotta open that. Cutie. We got scroll up. Do they got history?
No, bro. It's all good. I'm in bed with her. She's my girl.
You're not concerned of who she talks to?
I'm not worried about it, bro.
So you don't care if you get played?
I'm not gonna get played.
Okay. Who is Logan?
Hey guys.
It's a what guy?
Yes, class.
White guy. Okay. Oh, February 2nd. Y'all said a year, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all have a relationship?
Yeah.
Now,
This guy? No, I met him in high school. He's like a lot older than I am.
Chandler. Let's go through the chat.
College? And he
this day and age, this is their downfall.
With their phone?
Their phones.
I know,
because
they're so arrogant.
Well, they're so attached to it, and nobody wants to go over it and see their other person's phone because they're too afraid.
Yeah. I know. I was like, and I get that, because I get that way too.
Yeah.
Because it was like, especially even if there isn't anything, you're gonna still find something because you've manifested it in your head.
Yeah.
Snooping is never good, and the digital age made snooping just
That much worse.
Yeah, it just got wrenching,
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody just keeps it, and they're so arrogant about it.
Yeah.
They just don't care.
Yeah, they really don't care. I mean, that's part of the problem.
And there's no. I mean, obviously, if they cared, it wouldn't be there to begin with.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I mean, he's just gonna take it. I bet.
Yeah.
It's like she's crushing him. He's learning all this stuff, and he's still just gonna be like, oh well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Simping.
You want about the What's that? Okay.
That's what happens, bro.
What an idiot!
This guy's really afraid of losing his chick, so he's just letting it slide. Man, some of these guys will never learn. She's just got those backup plans stacking up. Simping don't get you anywhere, and it's probably the reason why this guy's getting played in the first place. Living in denial is never a good way to get to happiness.
But they say they won't vulnerability.
Yeah, so but if you're vulnerable, it's like,
if you're vulnerable, you get punished.
Exactly. Double whammy, right? You open up to a girl, you share your heart, and then they see weakness, and they're like, all right, I'm cutting this off.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you're even more distraught.
And you have to have some sort of story that you've already processed, that you've already dealt with, and so it's not really vulnerable, but it sounds.
Yeah, it's like 2 months ago this happened, but now I finally get my stuff onto it, and I have a plan to solve it. But that actually happened 2 months ago.
If you're just gonna freak out in
you want a
general.
guy who's already processed the emotions,
No.
who has the stoicism and the confidence to deal with them correctly.
No.
That's why if a guy has a problem, you don't run to a girl, you run to your mom or the boys.
No.
Hey, girls don't want a pity party. I'll always be here for you. Thank you. I'll be here for you too. Thank you. I'll be here for you. Thank you.
That girl screaming.
Yeah.
There is some truth to that because it does put you in a feminine state, and it makes us just kind of automatically want to shy away from that because we're seeking a protector. But you should always be able to have a position where you can, at your most vulnerable times, still entrust that person, have a deep, meaningful conversation.
Yes. I know we have.
Because we're healing. I'm healing from masculinity issues. You're healing from femininity issues. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to have that as long as you're working forward.
Yep, that is very true.
It's like you want to have feelings, but you've got the stoicism down pretty well.
Yeah.
But almost to a fault because now you don't like to open up about things. You resist it.
Yeah.
So you should always be in a position where you feel like you can, I think. But yeah, I think that there is some truth to that because it just makes us feel not safe.
Yeah,
You know,
well, it's true.
You know, so,
and that's a problem.
yeah. So learning to control and be stoic and everything is key. But
Yes.
you can only do that if you're healed.
Exactly.
So you have to find somebody who's going to be understanding enough to.
Yeah, you have to be able to talk, and you have to be able to just be, and you have to know how to turn that on and off, like
Right.
at certain points.
Right.
Not just stay in that. Oh, well, if he's gonna do this, it's just gonna be like he's complaining.
Like
and
all the
just-
time
Yeah.
and everything else. Like, no, there's a safe space at a safe time.
Yeah.
You know.
That you both can come out and say stuff.
Yeah. And then.
And then after that, shut it off and okay, let's go back
Yeah,
to.
close it up, realign, and move on.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible to do it unless you're like healed.
Yeah, and you both have to talk about your issues. I mean, if you have to know everything about the other person.
Right.
If you don't, then there's issues.
Right. And it's like, apparently, like you were talking about the phone thing, it's like, I do this as a sign of respect. Like, when I'm done with the phone, especially if I'm with you, like if we're out, I turn it over and I put it on the table.
Yeah.
Because it's like, to me, that's like closing a book and setting it away. I'm not going to look at it. But apparently, in like modern dating culture, that means like you're cheating. because
you're trying to hide it.
Because
is
you're
what
trying to
this-
hide
is
it
what
and
it seems
everything. Right,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but you know, like, I don't know where I was going with that, but I was just thinking about it as like, for me, it's a sign of respect.
Yeah, it just changes on the person, depending on everything.
Right, and so there's a lot of trust issues between people and everything. And, like, we use the same phone, and we have access to all the same things because it's just like this free-flowing.
Exactly. We
set
don't
of
need
information.
more. We just, we use everything together.
Right. It's just, and it's also just kind of like, kind of convenient for, like the lifestyle that we live, because it's just really hard, to have multiple accounts for things and more than we have to.
Oh yeah, because we already have a lot.
But yeah, they don't feel free to communicate, and they feel free to like hide things from each other,
Yeah.
and it's like apparently that's a common thing, especially in the dating market, which I understand. You want to protect your privacy if you're just dating.
Yeah.
But we're talking about people that have been in relationships for like 5 years or 10 years.
Married, should be married. That type of thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Imagine that I'm gonna go over so it makes so much. Okay, wait.
Alright. What do we use?
This is just the standard.
Could you run it through something else? It's not just YouTube.
It's just YouTube.
I know, but you use something else too.
Me?
For these and stuff, because it has to go separate.
No, it's just YouTube. It's just YouTube's casting feature.
Okay, so yeah, just the.
But-
I mean, that's what we use is just the YouTube casting feature. So I mean, that would work.
Because they do have a collaboration tool. We haven't
Yeah.
tried that yet.
Yeah, we got to figure out the collaboration tool, and that we could use that too. 'Cause
Otherwise,
Joe and I have been trying to get that all worked out so we could figure it out ourselves. But yeah, I would love to cover stuff with you. I mean, I have no problem doing that.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
More
yeah.
people we can get together and involved is better because then more people listen.
Absolutely. But really, we use this OBS studio. So if we have to, we can switch to that. I'm not sure if we can collaborate on that or not. But
If you find something that you like, let us know. We can look into it too.
we only have like a Chromebook though, so.
Yeah, our main one's a Chromebook, so, and then the phones is
So
what we
easy on
use.
this.
So, just, if you figure something out, let us know.
We have meager means here. We make it work.
He says, I think it's Discord or OBS Studios.
Okay, yeah, see, OBS is coming.
Yeah.
We'll check into it then.
Yep.
Whilst these guys are trying to talk about the feeling, really just proves their point, doesn't it? Don't buy it, guys. Girls will say they want a vulnerable guy, a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve, and then if you try and talk about those feelings, what she'll say is, I'm not your therapist, I'm not your mum. Don't freak out, be a man. Don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for it. Like the man said, if you got an issue, you talk to the boys, people you trust, your mum, people who ain't gonna judge you. Because the girls...
And I mean, to be very truthful, guys, when they get into groups, can be very brutal, too. And, they're trying to impress their guy friends a lot. And so they'll bash their girl more than they should.
Yeah, it's not, I was gonna say it's not necessarily honest.
No.
So it's like, I mean, you know, I don't know. Because I feel the same way about the girls. When the girls get together, I don't think it's honest. And I never really felt comfortable going to many girls to, like, talk about... I talked with Kimberly when she had more of a Christian perspective, you know.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the other girls would just be super toxic, and it would just be like, oh, we'll just, you know, dump his ass, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, that sort of behavior.
Yeah.
And I saw that with other girls, and it was just like this.
And some guys get like that too.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, I don't know that that's necessarily the best.
Yeah. And okay, Shulk Street, Sancho.
Yes.
What flavor of coffee cream do you all like? Do you guys like?
Oh,
French.
go ahead. You can go first, Guru.
Nut? What?
Hazelnut?
Hazelnut?
Both. Those together, the French vanilla, hazelnut.
Yeah, French vanilla for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Alright guys, I picked this quote because it kind of summarizes some of the things I've said in this video. So today's daily quote is, if she ghosts you, treat her like a ghost. Next her.
True.
Have some self-respect. There should be no reason whatsoever to prioritize a woman who treats you as a backup.
Oh God.
Enough said. Enough said. This is straight facts right here. But I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.
Blessed day. Woo, we made it through one.
What the hell is even that? Welcome back.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this clownfish. And I mean, honestly, this is probably the last one we're getting to today. It's already 40.
The next one is...
Clownfish. Today we have a special edition to share with you as we'll be looking at times where folks stand up and fight back against wokeness.
I'm not going to do that.
Starting with this reporter who refuses to use a guest's preferred pronouns.
Thank you for telling me your pronouns. I use correct grammar.
As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news and much, much more.
Good afternoon to you, Shivani.
Good afternoon, Julia. You know my pronouns are they, them. How are you doing?
Oh
Yeah. Thank you for telling me your pronouns. I use correct grammar. So the only thing I need to refer you to is to your face would be you. But I'm not being rude. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose what you want to call yourself, but you don't get to require me to use incorrect grammar and factually incorrect things. You're not a plural. You're a one person. And you're a female person, so I will use she and her. Thank you very much.
Do what you like, I guess.
Well, there you are. You didn't need to tell me then, did you?
Maybe I'm just making sure people know in case they're watching and they want to refer to me respectfully.
Is it disrespectful for me to use correct factual grammar?
It's not incorrect or unfactual grammar to use singular they them pronouns for an individual. But we're here to talk about the cast review.
Yeah, but you.
This gets me. Yes, it is.
Only if you say they went to the store. Like
Yeah.
you're talking to him straight on, like one-on-one in person.
They went to the store. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
It's like, how are they doing today? As, you know, instead of saying, how are you doing today, they want to say, like...
Well, what it is
I
it's...
don't know, it's confusing.
Yeah, it's multiple personality disorder.
There you go.
That's what it is these people, they don't even know how to refer to themselves.
No.
I mean, they change their pronouns on the daily.
That's so crazy. They say that they call it, what, pronoun fluid now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And it's ridiculous. It's something
But
else.
you chose to bring it up.
Yeah.
You chose to use the incorrect pronouns for me.
I chose to use the correct pronouns for a single woman who is appearing on my show.
I'm not a single woman, though. I'm a very special non-binary trans person, as you just pointed out.
It's the part where that's my problem.
Now let me know what you all think in the comments, but I'm always happy to see when people stick to their beliefs instead of playing along with others' delusion. The worst part here, if you rewind the clip, is that the host got corrected about pronouns when she didn't even use any in the introduction. And next up we have Jordan Peterson giving us his take on why he's not obligated to follow preferred pronouns.
You cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
What's up, Sancho? What'd you say? When you're an anti-woke person, and then you go on the news, you're basically going into a snake pit or lion's den. Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
It's like that one super effeminate gay fellow that goes on and tries to rally for trans rights.
Oh, I know.
And he's always putting himself in the line of fire.
Well, but you got to remember, they love that stuff.
It's true.
Because they become the victim then.
It's true.
That victim mentality.
valid.
You did this to me.
It's like, and then they can go back and be like, look how they treated me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see how bigoted they are?
It's true.
I gotcha.
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot. Well, I'm very glad I've exercised my freedom of speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Now, I'd argue most people agree that the right to free speech should trump the right to not be offended. Because after all, isn't there always going to be something to be offended by? Jordan Peterson broke it down best. You could turn around and argue that not allowing free speech triggers you or offends you. I'm just glad we have some folks brave enough to push back with logic and reasoning.
Yes.
Meanwhile, some folks take a more humorous route when it comes to pushing back against the woke ideology. Our next two clips feature a man who pretends to identify as a camera and a woman who pretends to identify as a cat in order to highlight the insanity of wokeness.
We do not appreciate being filmed for this.
Oh, he's not filmed. He identifies the camera. We just kind of, I'm glad it's funny to you.
It's just very confusing.
My name is Lindsey Graham, and I am a cat. Meow, meow. I'm not a woman dressed as a cat. I am a cat. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe and confess that I'm a cat? No one. You are right. Why? Because you are not stupid, and these children are not stupid. One look at me, and you know this to be true. I am a woman posing as a cat. You may also think correctly that if I truly believe I'm a cat, I have a mental disorder. If I suffer from a mental disorder, and if I am unable to discern reality, am I safe to be around children? Would you put me in charge of making critical decisions about the safety and well-being of children and about the direction of their education when I cannot even discern truth from fiction? No tail, whiskers, or outfit makes me a cat. Just like no lipstick, high heels, or long hair makes him a woman. If you were to address me as a cat right now, it's as ridiculous as when you say Miss Bixler and a grown man's voice comes thundering.
Now, seeing how many self-identifying cats and dogs are roaming around in schools these days, it seems this message isn't getting out to enough people. Meanwhile, for the first clip, using their own crazy logic against them will never not be funny. But it's worrying times when grown adults will actually believe someone identifies as a camera. And moving right along, our next clip reminds us that standing up to wokeness also requires exposing those doing wrong.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and only ladies and gentlemen it is and shall always be. I am an 18-year-old high school student and wanted to take this time to bring to your attention the current issue with biological men claiming they are women entitled to use women's spaces. There was an incident within our district that occurred recently regarding a transgender woman who really is a biological man having an altercation with a young woman at MLK High School. This man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, why are we affirming the mental confusion of this boy and putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces? Of course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it. But what about the women? What about the true girls like myself who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with this? The truth is, we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women. So please do something about it. Thank you.
Now it's quite telling.
I mean, where are these people? They're being silenced. You don't hear about them really.
Yeah, it's
you hear, like, every now and again we get a glimpse of it. But that is what is needed. We need more of that. We need people to stand up and stop with this cringe woke nonsense.
Yeah, like trans women or trans men in women's sports. That's just what it is.
And I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, the men in women's sports is absolutely ridiculous. The men in the women's locker room is even more ridiculous.
The whole Planet Fitness thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's just it's downright a disgrace, and they want to act like they have every right.
Like they say that the trans women are supposed to be helping us fight for women's rights, and it's like, how, dude? I mean, it's like, It's just, that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, and it's like, I called it with you.
I know.
I said, pretty soon here, we are going to have pedophiles saying that they identify as boys.
Actually, they don't even, like, really even do that. It's like they just straight up now are just accepted because they're not pedophiles. They are minor attracted people. Or what's the other? Youth attracted
another
people.
thing that we are glorifying.
George Carlin talked about it way back in the 90s, talking about soft speech. And it's only gone downhill from there with the soft speech. And like I said, it's like, it's not, I don't know, it's like, it's not global warming, it's climate change. Things keep changing and softening. And he made a few other examples, but.
And it's like, a lot of this is outrageous. It's like, some of it I kind of understand, and it's like, okay, it's stupid. And they're allowing it, and
But
what's
they
it
could
gonna
just go
bring.
live their life,
But there's so much more now that's starting to be allowed, and it's getting to the point where we live in idiocracy.
No, seriously. Yeah. I mean...
They're gonna be like, oh, Gatorade's better than water.
Well, they're already kind of doing that because they say, what's the tagline for this? Trust the science,
Yeah.
But they don't want to trust all the science, they only trust their science.
Yeah, just what they can prove, that's it. And they can't even prove it.
No.
But they have proved it.
Yeah.
When an 18-year-old has more common sense and maturity than the adults running our education system, you shouldn't need an 18-year-old to explain basic biology and fight for her and her classmates' rights to privacy and safety. Matt Walsh is also someone who's not afraid to explain biology in a way that even crazy wokies can understand. Take a listen.
We can't say anything at all about how many legs a person has. Who knows? They could be a centipede. They could have 100 legs. No, we know human beings have 2 legs. If a human is born without 2 legs, something went wrong. They were supposed to have that second leg. Something went wrong. If you
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Walsh is another one that we proudly
endorse
and get stuff from. He's very good with this stuff. Dry sense of humor.
Yeah, he's a little miserable sometimes, but Amir had one today. It was about, you were talking about kids and like the minor attracted people and everything, right? It was about trans kids. This whole thing was about trans kids and everything. It was just like all these people would have children that are about the age of like 8, and they're like transitioning them. One of them started transitioning their son into a daughter at the age of 3. It's like how it's just, it's so stupid. But I said straight up that it's like, no, they can't ignore biology.
Yeah.
And here we are, like what, 8 years later.
Yeah.
And biology doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
So you were right. See, there you have it. It's on stream.
Yeah.
A woman admitting that she was wrong and that her husband was right.
If you meet a person on the street who only has 1 leg, maybe they had an accident, maybe they were in war, maybe something, maybe they were in a car accident, maybe they had cancer, a leg was cut off. But you know that something went wrong because by their nature, they're supposed to have 2 legs. Same thing for a woman. A woman by her nature can get pregnant. A man by his nature never can. So if you meet a woman of childbearing age, say she's 28 years old, and she can't get pregnant, you know automatically that something has gone wrong. And she can go to the doctor and find out what that thing is, even if they can't fix it. So that proves that women by their nature can get pregnant, because the simple fact that she can't shows you that there's something wrong. This is what is known as the exception that proves the rule. Whereas if a male with a penis can't get pregnant, no doctor on earth is going to run tests to see what's wrong with it. Because they already know it's that he's a male, and there's only male and female, those who can get pregnant, those who can't.
Now again, these types of explanations are normally meant for children. The fact we have to direct these to grown adults is tragic. And while objective realities should never be labelled controversial or even censored, it's censorship that Elon Musk argues against in our penultimate clip.
We don't agree on this.
Yes, you want censorship and I don't.
No, I don't want censorship at all.
Yes, you do.
No, I want responsibility.
You desperately want censorship.
No, if I want a censorship...
You want censorship so bad you can taste it.
No, that's not true. It's not true. I think that there's right and wrong. And I think that when you have a platform that's as big as yours and as powerful as yours and as influential as yours, and you are a person of consequence to the world with what you do, that there is a certain responsibility that goes along with what you have on your platform and what you put out to the world. And I think that's important. You don't see that responsibility.
I think
we have a responsibility to adhere to the law, and if people want the law changed, they should talk to their elected representative and get the law changed, and then we will adhere to the law. Okay. But if you want us to go beyond the law, that is us deciding to be censors. So, and I'm against censorship. I'm in favor of freedom of speech. Yeah. And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
Now let me know what you guys think in the comments. In my opinion, speech that incites violence will get you arrested, like yelling fire in a crowd or shouting bomb on an airplane, and I'm not against that. But as far as political censorship that looks to silence people with a different opinion, if it's not putting anyone in danger, then that's not something I'm
trying to make out what Elon was saying.
Okay, so I think this is coming back down to when he bought Twitter. He got rid of the blocking feature and the censorship feature. So he was saying that the first guy is like, you want to censor things. And Elon Musk is like, it should just be free information. It should just be what it is.
It's true.
He said the only point of censorship is because you don't want to hear something from somebody that you don't like.
Yeah.
So it's like you saying that, people need to be more bold about it and just say what they need to say, and it doesn't need to be censored.
It's true. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Elon says.
Yeah,
he's very brilliant.
He's kind of hard to follow sometimes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He is definitely on the weirder spectrum, but he's very good. He knows a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, for him to have taken over Tesla's business was something else. And he's done a very good job of it.
Dude, like, all you see out here is Teslas in
I know.
California,
Yes.
we should ever allow to be policed. But finally, we wrap up today with one man's powerful message that sums up how we should view woke culture.
I am so tired of talking about woke culture, because one of the tenets of wokeness is, of course, that your feelings matter more than the truth. And the only thing that wokeness has to offer in exchange is to brainwash bright young minds like you to believe that you are victims, to believe that you have no agency, to believe that what you must do to improve the world is to complain, is to protest, is to throw soup on paintings. We sit on this side of the house because we know that the way to improve the world is to work, is to create, it is to build. And the problem with woke culture is that it's trained too many young minds like yours to forget about that.
Now, if you were to ask yourself what woke ideology has contributed to the world, I would say it's made the world a more inclusive place. But somewhere along the line, we lost our minds and went too far. Because I do think we've reached a point where everyone sees themselves as victims. Everyone feels helpless to their mental struggles. And people have even thrown away basic knowledge about the world and are willing to believe anything the woke ideology tells them. That's why it's so important that we have people willing to stand up for what's right. Whether it's refusing to let others police your language and how you speak, or exposing those that are literally putting others in danger, there are plenty of ways in our everyday lives that we can stick up for what we believe in. Now, last month, the governor of Idaho signed a bill that essentially bars teachers and other public employees from referring to a student by a name or pronoun that doesn't align with their birth sex, unless the teacher has parental consent. It also gives teachers the right to sue their district for refusing to use a transgender student's preferred name or pronoun. In a nutshell, it's a move to basically protect teachers' free speech and ensure they aren't forced to use a student's preferred pronouns. Now, this has obviously stirred up a lot of controversy over the last few weeks, but if you think about how many teachers out there have faced losing their job or even legal action over not submitting to their students' demands over pronouns, it's a step that had to be taken. And again, I'm perfectly happy if the student, parent, and teacher are all in agreement to use different pronouns. But if not, it makes no sense to me that a teacher can be forced to use specific language based on their student's chosen gender identity. Then again, do let me know in the comments if you feel strongly otherwise. As always, thanks for supporting this channel, and I'll see you all next week.
Let's let it roll. We're going to go on to the next one, at least for a little bit. I'm going to play this next one because Daughter of Auden had it all set up, and I like this next one, so...
What the hell is even that?
Welcome back to Clownfish. In today's video, we'll look at some of the...
What happened?
I don't know. Did it get blocked? We're getting this figured out. Give us a second.
Hold on, it's moving it. I wanted to move it. See if you can scroll. I'll hold this so it's steady.
Okay, which one is it?
It's the one with the booty on it, remember?
Hold on.
Right there.
Right there.
Need someone that is fine with me doing porn.
Welcome back, family. These strong, independent women are going to leave you shell-shocked. If you're new to my videos, I need you to like this video, comment, and subscribe as well.
Do you use a washcloth? No, me either.
There you go.
I think
Disgusting. Am I scrubbing my body with a washcloth?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I know. I think we're.
That is like a UTI waiting to
I think
happen.
we're in the minority. I really do. No, I think we are.
Copy of it, right?
People use washcloths?
I think so.
The ones that do
Like for their body?
Yeah.
reactions.
What do you mean?
Like, what are you washing your butt with?
My hand. I mean, like, what? I would never. I would never. I'm crying. Would never do that.
You know
I'd burn the wash.
And this is why I say you don't want to smash every single woman you come in contact with, because these nasty-ass women are telling you, oh, we don't even use washcloths. Boom, boom, probably smelling like bacterial infection.
Need someone that is fine with me doing porn.
You want the full cuck setup.
Preferably, obviously. But
Everyone wants the full cuck setup. I started doing the full cuck setup and we had threesomes arranged. We never got to them. I didn't like the OF content when it was the same guy every few days. He's coming over to our place to fuck on my couch. Come to my house, my girlfriend. This guy ate my fucking leftovers. He's had my Dunkaroos and my Welch's.
Red flag.
So the OF thing is now a completely different game than the mainstream.
Like, I'm seriously just lost for words right now. I don't even know what to say.
It's been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. Me hate the bitches you fuck, cause they confuse themselves with real women. Then notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture.
This is way better than putting your hands on her than you going to jail and then she goes and claps some other man's cheeks.
All right, so what's your name?
Desiree.
Desiree, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Detroit.
And what are you doing out here in Phoenix?
Working.
You working?
Working.
How long have you been out here working in Phoenix?
I've been out here for like 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
Well, actually, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Been out here for
Did you come out here by yourself or what?
Yes, I did. I came out here by myself. I'm traveling by myself.
How do you like it so far?
I like it. The weather is just very hot.
Working, aka popping your pum pum for 500 different men.
What would you consider cheating?
I would consider cheating like if you stuck your dick in another girl's. Things that are supposed to be mine should not be in another girl's, you know?
I would say just about the same. Like, if you had went another dude, I mean, that'd be cheating.
What about like if I like made out with him?
I mean, as long as you don't like go crazy, you know, end up getting a Snapchat or anything like that. No.
Okay, so like I can just like randomly like get with him at the bar, like.
Not randomly. It's like if we're all.
Yeah, I love this stuff because people just don't understand it. It's like any of that is cheating. I don't care if you kiss somebody.
Yeah, that's intimate contact.
Yes.
I don't care if you're just spending time with them most of the time. It's like, you know, unless it's like, I mean, your partner should be present, you know, it's like.
Yes, for sure.
You know, and like, you know, any kind of time spent that's not spent in the presence of your mate, unless it's like your guy friends or if your girlfriends or whatever. They're just like, why?
Exactly. I mean, it's funny because there's the stories of us. There was both 2 water parks. There was the one from way back when we first started, and then there was Great Wolf Lodge. And each time, like there'll be a female like lifeguard or whatever checking me out, and you're like encouraging to flirt.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like because it makes them feel good. You know, it's like it's like that's, you know, just like be friendly back. You don't have to be like, you know.
Yeah.
Like leading them on, but you know, just like a smile and a nod, you know, an acknowledgement that that can actually boost a lot of self-esteem.
It can, for sure, yes.
When it's like you're spending time in the presence of somebody else, you know, and you know, I read an "Am I the Asshole" story today, and it was a guy that no, was it a guy that told the story? No, it was a girl. She says it was a woman. She said, "Am I the asshole for saying that I don't want to remain monogamous with my husband, but I'm maybe after him, and if there's another relationship, I would want to be monogamous with that guy." And I was like, what the hell is the story? So apparently they were really close, the husband and wife.
Yes.
And then one day he's just like, I'm not physically attracted to you anymore. And she's like, okay, well, I get it. You know, we were really great as friends and as partners and, you know, all of this stuff. But there was like no good sex life. You know, he wasn't attracted to her anymore. So he asked for an open relationship.
It's time to kill the marriage then.
Right.
Just separate.
It's like, because the intimate contact is everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the divine union is everything. So if that's not there...
An open relationship will kill the guy, and I've got a perfect example of that.
He started it.
Huh?
Well, he started it, though.
I know. But still, I got a perfect example of that happening. Will Smith.
Mm-hmm. Apparently in this situation... The guy goes, and apparently he hooked up with a couple of people, and the wife cried herself to sleep just knowing that he was with somebody else that night, and she couldn't.
Yeah, she agreed with it.
She did. And then so she's like, okay, well then I guess I'm just, like, her friends started encouraging her, as they always do, to go out and start doing
some friends
the same thing. And so she started, like, hooking up with some guys, and they started treating her really, really nice and making her feel really, really good. And then the husband doesn't want to do this anymore.
Of course.
Because it didn't work out on his end. He was unfulfilled. He found out that empty, meaningless sex is exactly that.
It is. It is.
You know, she said she had her rules. It's like, they can't do it in my house, and no spending money on them, and no taking them on vacations, and all this stuff. And it's like, that's just so shallow.
No, if you're going to do that, you end the relationship.
Yeah. You know?
Yes.
And I've never, ever once, ever seen an open relationship work. Like, long term.
No.
I think maybe the longest one that I saw was like 20 years, and it was a swingers relationship. Which I guess is basically the same thing.
Yeah, it is, and even that is stupid.
It's disgusting. And it's like we've always talked about that divine union needs to be pure and it needs to be strong.
Yes.
And you'll get so much more satisfaction out of that.
Yes.
So when they're saying stuff like, I'm not sexually satisfied, it's like, what's going on? Then that's not normal.
No.
You should have a good union.
Yeah.
So either she doesn't have the ability to pair bond, or he's just, what do they say, emotionally unavailable, and something's wrong. So it's like, instead of going to like somebody like me who would help them with their own sex life, with their own intimacy, they go and seek external validation to.
Well, because once they lose that, they don't think that it's possible to get it back with their partner.
And it might not be, but it's like, don't you owe it to
gotta
yourself?
try.
Yeah, to like.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we've been together now for like 2 decades.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
And it's like, in my opinion, we have a really, really strong connection there.
Oh, we do.
You know, it's like we've never really not had a strong connection there.
That's been one thing that's been solid, even when we were in our worst fights.
Right. You know.
That was still solid.
Yeah. I was like, that's a divine union. You can't escape it. You know. But yeah, open relationships, like you said, Will Smith and Jada. I mean, really.
They've been quiet lately. That's something.
The girl was talking, and now she said that she doesn't ever want to be in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, she wants to be in a polyamorous relationship. So that's about the last that
I don't know if MTR covered it or it was one of them a while back.
Right, it might have been.
Okay, I saw something here. Tupac Shakur even said several times to watch out for these women. Well, it's funny.
Yeah.
Tupac Shakur.
She also tied up with Jada. Oh my god.
Yes.
You're right. Oh my god.
You know, that was her love of her life. You know, I mean, how's that supposed to make Will Smith feel?
Right, even now.
I mean, we looked up to Will Smith as an actor in the prime of his career.
When I watched him, he was like the epitome of masculinity. You know, it was like he was cool, he was calm, but he was still a little bit goofy, and he was still like sensitive.
Yes.
Like he listened, you know, in his movies, and he just seemed like the man's man to me. And then to find out he's so cucked, you know, by this evil woman. And like everybody in the Foon Gang has said, MTR has said it, it's like a woman has the ability to either have you build empires or to drag you down to hell.
Yeah.
And like
leave you there.
Yeah, leave you completely ruined and destitute. Your entire career can suffer from this sort of stuff.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, I mean, if you were going to ask me if my secret to a good marriage, it would be remove the money.
Yes.
You know? I mean, that's just, you know, build up from the ground up, spend what you make, investing it in your house and your gardens and your family, and then be done with it. You know, the like men that build their fortunes. Yeah, like that one guy who said that he like lost $200 million to this woman, and she was the cheer.
Yep.
And she still got half of his money.
I know.
You know. And then there's guys that don't want to bring a woman in at the beginning and build with her because they're afraid that, you know, she won't stick around the long run.
Yes.
So it's like but that is the foundation. It's like just starting with nothing and building your way up, you know?
It's crazy. Okay, we'll get about, it's almost 3 minutes. We'll try to do about 10 minutes of this one.
Okay.
And then maybe finish it next Wednesday.
Dancing, and there's just some dude that gets in our circle, you know, and you're vibing, and you make out with them. I mean, have fun, like, go crazy.
What is going on with this cuckoldry shit?
Sometimes it only lasts a couple months, you never know.
You need to stop. He always let me hang in his lap.
He always let you hang in his lap. I need to meet a dude who lets my grandma sit in his lap.
Huh? What?
Okay, this is weird. I don't care what anyone says. This is weird.
It's his.
It's his grandma.
Yes. The only words that come to mind right now, Alabama Monday.
Was she bouncing on him?
Yes.
Like giving him a lap dance?
Yes.
What?
She was like, nobody else is coming near.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lazy, for that one.
Bruh, these are the people we driving next to, bro, on the interstate. Look at the strut. Look at that. It's broken completely. These folks came up here for 2 tires.
How are you driving that?
What happened?
Oh my god, this is a woman that claims she doesn't need a man. And they brought the car in for new tires. And the mechanic's showing it, right? He's going through. The struts are not even connected.
Oh my god.
And the tires are so bald that the metal's coming through.
Saying that woman saying that she doesn't need a man is the biggest lie she will ever tell herself in this world.
Have you seen this part?
No, I haven't really seen this video.
You need to see this.
Okay, I'm gonna come back across now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. That's bad. If I can get it back a little bit. Oh. I don't think I got it back far enough. Sorry, ladies and
In
gentlemen,
his lap.
watch this part.
I need to meet a dude who lets my grandma sit in his lap.
Huh? What?
Okay, this is weird. I don't care what anyone says. This is weird.
Yeah.
Bruh, these are the people we driving next to, bro, on the interstate. Look at the strut.
Not connected.
Look at that. It's broken completely. These folks came up here for 2 tires.
How do you not feel that?
This is who we driving next to. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need a man. What's your age?
33.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I broke up with my ex-boyfriend who wanted to marry me because there was a power struggle in our relationship, and I wanted him to dominate me because I didn't want to be the leader, but I was the leader.
So why didn't you just submit to him?
Exactly.
Because I didn't feel safe with him. If he made me feel safe, I would have naturally submitted and we'd be amazing.
So what were some of the things that he did that made you feel like you were the one leading?
He couldn't make fast decisions, and I can make faster decisions.
Give me an example.
I mean, everything we did. He was going to get his real estate license. He couldn't even pick the date for the test. I'm sorry, I have 2 real estate licenses. I can pick dates for tests.
A lot of men are going to say that she's going to be single forever, but she...
So she wanted him to lead, but she didn't want to submit because she didn't feel safe, right?
Yeah.
So that is also one of my biggest advice to especially younger women. It's like, give a little, put that pressure on them.
Yeah.
Refuse to participate, and if you really want him to step up and take that position, take that role, of course, make your intentions clear before you do it. Don't just like
yes,
off.
exactly.
Feel like you said you wanted this. You're the man, and then you give a little bit, and then you act a little sweeter, and a little nicer, and you don't just like reward him with sex when he does something good. You just do it, and you cook dinner and stuff, and then see where that inspires him to go.
Yes, exactly.
But it's like they want him to do the first step, and damn well if he tried to take control of any given situation, she would resist it.
Yes.
So that's always my advice. It's like what my grandfather used to say, give a little. Don't be like Judy.
Give a little, Judy.
Don't be like Judy, give a little.
As a man, you need to know how to lead the relationship. Never give your woman that power to lead.
Your perspective from the life you live, what are the biggest red flags a girl can have?
A promiscuous past, like how many partners they've been with.
Do you think that matters?
It absolutely matters wholeheartedly, like a lot. Now, I've been very forgiving, and I've dated girls with a lot of partners in the past, and it's turned out horribly bad because you think that it's not going to happen. I want to think, it happened in the past, it's not going to affect them now, but it does. It's these hardwired things that happen in your head, they don't go away.
Bro is speaking.
And I agree, and I mean, even for guys, you might not have to have that many, but I mean, who you date, what you've done, it all affects you in the past. I've got things that are still affecting me to this day.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we've been together for 20 years, and, we were pretty much the first for each other.
Yes.
But just that small interaction that you had before me,
screwed me up.
It comes back, and it's like it brings a lot of insecurities in the relationship.
And unfortunately, I was very, simpish and
low self-esteem.
Yeah, very low self-esteem. I didn't think I was worth anything. I thought, that was the best I was gonna do with who I had before.
Right. And it's
so I just have to deal.
Right. And it's you were young, you were like 17.
Yeah.
But
it takes a true woman to step up and have you to step up to their plate.
It takes a lot just to swallow that and understand everything, and it's like really hard just with that, just with one, and it's like we have a mutual understanding of that, and
very much so.
But can you imagine women that have had multiple partners, especially since we pair bond better than guys do?
Yes.
We have these extra chemicals that are released during sexual encounters and stuff, so I think it would be impossible. It
would.
It would be impossible.
Well, like this guy's talking about, he says he's had women that have had multiple partners, and he thinks, it won't happen again.
It's in the past.
It's in the past, but then
every time.
It does. It snowballs. I mean, it gets worse. They can't outrun it.
I mean, because even if she never says anything, at some point that guy's gonna think, is she thinking about somebody else?
Yeah.
I
exactly.
mean, it's even if she never brings it up, and then there's always the possibility that she's gonna do the thing, the weaponizing of it, and being like, well, this person did this for me, and that was so much better,
Or the guy's downfall too, of what they do, and they'll be like, they start getting in their head. Well, were they bigger than me?
Right.
Well, were they, and I mean, that's a downfall to guys.
Yep. And it's like, then there goes your masculinity, there goes your testosterone, and it's like, then there goes your sex life, and then it's like, I cannot see how people that have, for a woman, it's like, you should probably not have more than 3 people before you find your...
Yes.
Your one.
Do not listen to those that say, oh, just go out and explore, have fun all around. No.
Wasn't it on another one of these? We saw a woman, she had 15 in 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
In 1 week.
Yes.
And she said whether, was this, average for your week? And then she's like, oh, I wish it was.
I know.
It's degenerate.
Smile.
Yeah.
I wish it was.
That's degenerate, man. Yeah, I mean, it's just even from a biological standpoint, with disease and everything, too.
Very much so.
But, I think 3 max.
Yes.
So much facts. When I was younger and naive, I did the same shit too. And let me tell you, the worst experience ever.
So my little brother walked in on me pegging my boyfriend. As a result, I do owe him free slushies for the rest of the year. It's been a few months planning this, and we were like, tonight's the night. And my brother didn't really pick up the cues, like, hey, we're going to go upstairs for a while, and opens the door. And I'm there, we're fully nude. I had to slam the door, and the dog's scared, he's scared. I'm like, I'm fine, we're fine. Give us a minute.
What position were you in?
Yeah. I think it was like missionary. So if he opened the door, the first thing he would have seen was me. But look, he's 12. He loves a Slurpee. So I'm like, I might as well just start like a rolling fund for him. It's secret sibling business.
Oh, I kind of love that.
This would traumatize anyone.
But you missed the flight. All Delta did was leave on time. Also, if it's your best friend's wedding, don't fly out the day of. It's crazy to be like, you are my best friend in the whole world. I will do anything for you.
Yep.
Except take a day off and pay for a hotel.
And of course, again, women taking zero accountability for their actions.
Live with your mom. At 40? Why?
Because I can't afford it. What does it matter? Like 40, at 50, at 60? Some people are homeless at 70.
Yeah. Don't you want to be more independent?
Yes, but I can't afford it right now.
You make $3,466 a month. 30% would get you $1,000 a month in rent. Is what you could afford. If you're not able to do that, that means your spending is out of whack.
I mean, I like to spend. I like my Starbucks.
No, I don't go there. I like beans that taste good.
Look, it's delicious. I mean, I won't let you sip from it because that's gross.
You're like so defensive. This is like wild.
You're asking me about my personal finances.
What did you
yeah,
think
but you're like really drilling me on my Starbucks. This is my Starbucks.
You signed up for this show. What do you think this is?
What do you want me to like not ever drink coffee? Like I should just be at home.
Okay, this is very common. My mother was the same way. She didn't have the money to spend, but has to go out and get that Starbucks. Has to go,
nails.
yeah,
The
nails,
nails,
and then
hair.
everything just to pamper herself.
She's that's just it. Everybody now has been conditioned that I deserve this. I deserve a little treat. And like I was telling you the other day, as like for what I mean, like we have it pretty good.
Yes.
And so it's like if you're working really, really hard, then like your little treat is being able to come home to a soft bed and warm running water and a hot meal that you can just have like right away at your fingertips and have it either. Those are little treats.
Well, especially when I go out and I won't have a vehicle, I walked home.
Yeah.
It's like the bed is oh my god,
Exactly.
next to you.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And that's the reward. That's and it's still like, okay, I can see from time to time, like when we go to Las Vegas, for one day out of the entire year, that's like our
Dunkin' Donuts.
That's our little treat, but it's like we don't have to have that. We went 3 years without having like anything. And this whole little thing, it's like I see it all the time on social media. It's like, oh, here's my Starbucks, here's my,
my weekly.
Or daily sometimes. I swear. It's like, it's like I worked 8 hours, so here's my Starbucks because I deserve this. And it's always, I deserve this.
What does deserve have to do with it?
Exactly. A lot of people, if people got what they deserved, like we would be living in a mansion right now.
I know.
But
Exactly.
it just doesn't happen, and it's fine. It's like, it's cool.
We'll deal.
We will appreciate what we have.
Yep.
Can't afford it. Men should be the ones saying that, not her. My crazy sister said girlfriends are expensive. Yeah, it's dumb. It's like these women that think that somehow, just to go on a date, the guy is supposed to pay for her hair and her nails.
Yes.
And maybe a new dress and stuff to wear.
When that's a date.
Yeah, that's our job.
Yeah.
That's like what we do. That's our part to play in that, is to make ourselves look good. And then, then you guys come in and do the other part.
Exactly.
But it's like, somehow it's become the common for girls to expect that.
I know.
And you heard that one earlier. It was like, well, what do you get out of it? Oh, well, I'll give you the time of day.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Like, she's saying, you better do my hair, better have my nails done. Remember the guy was trying to give her a rose.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, you ain't shit if you give me a rose.
Yeah. I do remember.
You give me wildflowers.
Yeah.
And it's like I put them up in the altars and I still have them from like 3 years ago.
I know.
Man, unappreciative people, man.
Very much so. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Sancho. I'm gonna call it here. We got a long night and day ahead of us. We've got a lot going on. So, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. And we are out of here for tonight. Again, thank you, Sancho. Always a pleasure having you in our room.
Yep. Very awesome. Have a good night.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for joining.